think this is how love goes. Check yes or no. If you don't love George Strait, you're not American. What's going on, guys? dj.lostax here. Welcome back to the channel. We are currently on the way to another wedding. Today we are headed down to Plymouth, Indiana. Let's see, ETA is 1 hour and 14 minutes. We've been on the road for about 15 already, so about an hour and a half away. This is definitely the farthest I've traveled yet this year to a wedding reception, but it's gonna be a good one, guys. This couple, I've been dealing with them. They booked me, either beginning of this year or tail end of last year. Super fun couple. Super excited about this one. This is actually a referral. Two previous brides referred this one to me. So, and actually one of my previous brides, I believe, is in this wedding. And I also think that the groom from that wedding is going to be the officiant at this one. Pretty sure. But yeah, so about an hour and 15 minutes away. Gonna go down there, get set up. We're doing ceremony and reception. Reception is kind of, it's gonna be out in the middle of nowhere. So luckily for me, I had the JBL EN1 Pro and all my other wireless goodies to make this thing happen in this secluded area. This wedding's actually going to be on a whitetail deer. It's like a preserve slash like breeding facility thing. Something along those lines. Hey guys, update, we finally made it into Indiana, the crossroads of America. ETA is 29 minutes to our destination. This is a long drive, man. I'm not gonna lie. I drive for a living for my day job, but this is a cruise. Hour and 45 minutes of just straight boring ass highway. But we're almost there. Whoa, whoa, you got the best of my love. Good thing we got a good soundtrack, right? Alright guys, so we made it here to Plymouth, Indiana. I'm getting set up, as you can see behind me here. Now this is going to be a little awkward of a setup because I don't really have a dance floor. So here's my view. It's kind of odd. So I'm in the corner of the tent on a hill. So the ground's slanting downward. So I'm going to be leaning back the whole night. But then also stuck behind tables, which everyone knows is a DJ's worst nightmare, or one of them, besides equipment failures, is just being distance away from the dance floor. So my guess is the dance floor is probably going to be right out here in between the two sets of tables, right in front of the head table. Problem with that is, I don't have a way to get electricity over there to run lights, so I'm really not sure how I'm going to do that. Probably just blast the FX2s up into the top of the tent and let the ambient light reflect off the roof, and hopefully it looks good. I don't really know what to do besides that. So yeah, in the comments below, leave me your suggestions. How would you have set this up differently? But pretty much set up here, just my basic package. FX2s on top of the RCFs. That's a new thing I've been doing, especially for these tent weddings, because I can't put a T-bar up because the roof up here is so low behind me that I can't put a T-bar behind me. So putting them up on top of the speakers has been working out really well. Everything else is the same. Rain 12, Rain 62, Shure SLX mic, facade. Gonna run a couple of the Chinese uplights to light the facade, and that's basically it, guys. Ceremony is gonna be a little interesting. Like I said, it's out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm gonna be running the JBL EN1 Pro with the Sennheiser G3 lav pack for the pastor and playing music off of my iPad. So I'm gonna shoot some B-roll for you guys, finish setting up, and get this party started. Alright guys, we made it back here to the ceremony site. We're a few acres back on this preserve. I'm set up here. Got the ceremony site right here. I'm just running my JBL EN1 Pro G3 wireless mic pack, and then I've got my MacBook Pro on this fancy little on-stage tripod laptop stand. It's actually worked out pretty well. I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Just did a sound check with Greg back here. He's the officiant today. I did his wedding last summer, so small world. Had another wedding together, but working together this time. Pretty unique site back here. Like I said, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're out in the middle of 300 acres. It's all fenced in. It's a deer preserve. This is where everyone's going to walk through. And then we have, this is just kind of a memorial to all the family members that can't be here today because they're in heaven. Pretty cool. They used an old International tractor to set that up. But actually I hear the tractor coming right now that's going to be bringing guests. So they've got a tractor with 2 hay wagons on it, bringing everyone back. So sounds like our first round of guests is arriving, and we're gonna get the show on the road. Honor to introduce to you the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Brand. There's another one in the books. So what do you guys think of that one? Leave me a comment down below. Definitely one of the most unique weddings I've done. Well, it was a very well executed wedding for it being at the groom's family's farm, on that wildlife preserve. That was really cool. It was super awesome to be able to do a ceremony out in the middle of nowhere like that. A few years back that just wasn't even part of my wheelhouse to be able to do something like that. So, big shout out to JBL and Sennheiser for, allowing me to be able to purchase equipment that gives me the capabilities to do a wedding ceremony out in the middle of nowhere like that. Super cool all around gig actually. It was the decorations, the whole getup was very well executed. Shout out to Katie for, I know she did a lot of that stuff on her own. So shout out to her. That was a great job on all of that. Like I did state earlier, the only downfall really was the way it was set up. I wasn't super fond of the layout of the tent, but I did not tell her ahead of time. I should have warned her, hey, try to get me closer to the dance floor and things like that, because we all know we hate being on the other end of the room from the bar, and we hate being away from the dance floor, and I had both of those fighting against me at this particular wedding. And also, I really, I haven't had a whole lot of country weddings this year, actually none really, so this is my first one for the season, and I really wasn't stocked up on the country, the newer stuff like I should have been. So, you know, a lot of the requests that they were shouting out I didn't have. You know, shout out to Vibo though, because the ones that they did request, I was able to export into a Spotify playlist, and even though they weren't in my Serato crates, I at least had them on Spotify where I could play them from there, because I save all my Spotify playlists to my computer, so if I don't have internet I can still play that stuff, which is a smart way to go. Granted, I can't mix music, but you know, mixing country, you don't really need to do that anyway, so Spotify worked out great for me, and shout out to Vibo for the help on that too. Alright guys, you know, leave me a comment down below. What's the most unique wedding you've had this season? And also, what's the farthest you guys traveled for weddings? You know, this one was an hour and 45 minutes away, which is about the farthest I've ever traveled for a wedding. I know some of you guys go well on beyond 2 hours, which is just, you know, crazy in my opinion. I crossed state lines for this one. I was all the way down in Indiana, so farthest I've ever gone for sure. But it was worth it. I had a great time. Congratulations, Katie and Ty. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for letting me be a part of your special day. But that's all I have for this one, guys. As always, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. Please click that like button, and please click that notification bell so you can get notifications of my upcoming videos. I will catch up to you in the next one. Peace.